Welcome to the Solimi Dreams channel. Gently turn off the lights in your room, slip on your headphones or set the volume just right and close your eyes. I hope sleep finds you peacefully, perhaps even before the story comes to an end. So now, without delay, let me softly begin tonight's story. SCP-122, The Things That Wake in Sleep. They told Agent Maya Chen it was a simple recovery mission. A small suburban town, population under 2,000, completely evacuated overnight after reports of mass sleep paralysis, hallucinations, and finally, disappearances. The only common thread, every affected household had a child's nightlight, shaped like a smiling moon, sold cheaply online, manufactured nowhere anyone could trace. That nightlight was SCP-122. By the time the Foundation got there, the town was already dead silent. Maya stood at the edge of the cul-de-sac, staring down the empty street. The houses loomed dark, their windows blank. Lawns were overgrown. Cars sat idle, some with doors still ajar. Wind whispered through the trees, and somewhere a dog barked, sharp, panicked, then abruptly cut off. She adjusted her earpiece. Echo 9 in position, she said softly. Her radio hissed. Echo 8, ready. North side clear, came Tomas's voice. Echoson perimeter secure, added Lena. The rest of the Mobile task force waited at the outskirts, ready to contain any breach. Maya's job was to retrieve SCP-122 from its last known location, the child's bedroom of 47 Aspen Drive. Simple, except nothing here felt simple. She crossed the cracked pavement, her boots crunching softly. The air was heavy like before a storm, and the world around her felt too still, too silent. Inside the house, the furniture was overturned, dishes shattered on the floor, walls scratched and gouged. Family photos hung askew, faces blurred under a strange, waxy film. Command entering structure, Maya whispered. The stairs creaked under her weight. On the second floor, the hallway stretched longer than it should have, doors lining both sides. Far more doors than the house's exterior suggested. Her flashlight flickered. Maya's breath caught. For a heartbeat, she saw shapes at the end of the hall. Tall, thin, with too many joints. Their faces stretched and pale, mouths gaping silently. But when she blinked, they were gone. Her radio crackled softly. Maya. She froze. That wasn't command. That was her sister's voice. Her sister had been dead for 3 years. Maya gritted her teeth. Stay focused. The child's bedroom was at the end of the hall, its door slightly ajar. Soft light spilled out, pale blue, shaped like a smiling crescent moon. SCP-122. Maya pushed the door open. The room was pristine, untouched by the chaos below. Toys lined the shelves, a small bed sat neatly made, and on the nightstand the moon-shaped nightlight glowed softly. She approached slowly, heart pounding. The moment her hand touched the nightlight, the room shuddered. The walls rippled, the shadows lengthened. Soft, wet footsteps echoed from behind her, even though she was alone. Maya snatched up the nightlight, wrapping it in the containment cloth. Instantly, the light went out. The room plunged into darkness. Her radio erupted in static. "Maya, get out of there." Tomas's voice panicked. She turned and saw them. Dozens of figures filled the hall, towering, bone-thin, skin stretched tight, their eyes sunk in black pits. They moved with jerky, unnatural twitches, heads cocked at impossible angles. Their mouths hung open, gaping wider and wider until they split down the neck. Maya bolted. She sprinted down the hall, feet slamming against the warped wood. Behind her, the creatures gave chase, their limbs slamming against the walls, their fingers raking deep grooves into the plaster. Down the stairs, through the ruined living room, past shattered furniture. The front door loomed ahead, just a few meters away. Figure stood in the doorway. "Thomas, Maya, hurry." She reached for him, but his skin split open. From inside, a writhing, shadowed shape clawed its way free, dragging his hollowed body aside. Maya screamed, twisting away, diving through the nearest window. She hit the ground hard, rolling through dead grass. The creatures poured from the house, moving unnaturally fast, their limbs bending the wrong way, their faces grinning wider than any human mouth could stretch. Maya scrambled to her feet, nightlight clutched to her chest. "Echo 9, I need extraction now," she shouted. No answer. Her earpiece buzzed, soft whispers, voices she knew couldn't be real. Her father, her old commanding officer, her own voice, calling her back into the house. She ran. Through empty streets, past abandoned cars, under flickering street lights that hummed and popped as she passed. The town was alive with movement now. Windows warped, trees bent and twisted, shadows stretching like hands across the pavement. And all around her, the night pulsed with invisible eyes. Finally, she reached the edge of the town. There, the rest of the team waited, but not as she'd left them. They stood in a loose circle, their faces blank, their bodies stiff. As Maya approached, they turned slowly, moving in perfect unison. Their mouths opened, and from within, a chorus of voices spilled out, weeping, screaming, laughing. The SCP-122 containment cloth pulsed in her hands. She realized then, the nightlight didn't just summon nightmares. It fed on them, and now it wanted to feed on her. Maya backed away slowly. She couldn't outrun them. She couldn't fight them. But maybe, just maybe, she could trap them. She tore the nightlight free of the containment cloth. The blue glow flared, casting long, dancing shadows across the ground. The creatures shrieked, recoiling, but they didn't flee. They surged forward, faster, hungrier, their faces splitting into countless jagged mouths. Maya hurled the nightlight into the center of the mob. The world held its breath. Then the ground cracked. A jagged fissure split the earth, radiating outward from the fallen nightlight. The creatures stumbled, shrieking, their forms distorting, folding inward. The street lights exploded, plunging everything into blackness as the nightmare world collapsed in on itself. When Maya awoke, she was lying at the edge of the town. The buildings were gone. The streets were gone. Everything was gone, as if the town had never existed. In her trembling hand, the moon-shaped nightlight sat dark, cold, lifeless. 1 week later, back at the Foundation site, Maya sat in the debriefing room, staring at the file marked SCP-122. Dr. Langley sat across from her, frowning. "You're certain you saw the town disappear?" Maya nodded numbly. "It wasn't just gone, it was erased." Langley tapped his pen. "And the nightlight?" She placed it carefully on the table. It didn't glow anymore. Langley reached for it, but Maya's hand shot out, stopping him. "Be careful," she whispered. He paused, studying her. And for a heartbeat, just at the edge of his vision, the nightlight's smile seemed to widen. Just a little too much. Final log, SCP-122 successfully retrieved. All personnel involved in Recovery Mission Echo 9 placed under psychological observation following reports of auditory and visual hallucinations. Containment procedures revised. Note: no trace of the evacuated town remains. Investigation ongoing. I hope you've already drifted off into a peaceful sleep. If not, I truly hope the upcoming stories on my channel will help you get there. If you enjoyed this one, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I'd be so happy if you liked and shared this video with your friends. It means a lot and gives me the encouragement to keep creating more stories like this.